Hey guys, welcome to an episode of the Bears Batch. So today we have a new movie that we're going to review. It's Ram's latest film, Andhra King Taluka. So we've all seen it, and we're going to go into spoilers because it's been out for 2 weeks now, I think. So we're going to spoil it. If you haven't seen it, we recommend not listening to the podcast all the way and then watching it and coming back. But yeah, we're going to talk about this film. I can give a really quick synopsis of it to start us off. So basically, this film is about a fan. It's marketed as a biopic of a fan. So Ram Putnini, he plays a fan of a superstar named Surya in this film. And the whole story follows Ram's journey into how he basically navigates his life along with this fandom of Surya and how that kind of intertwines with his life and then the decisions that he makes. Uh, and then how both of them, meet in the climax and how that affects and changes his life. I know it's very vague, but we'll get into the details of it. So yeah, we'll do things like a basic review. We'll talk about the positives, what we liked. We'll go into the negatives, what we didn't like, and then give our overall rating. But yeah, to kick us off, we'll start with the positives. Ankit, do you want to take it? Maybe you can start with the positives of what you liked.
Yeah, I think the acting on all levels was good. Like, um, obviously Upinder did good, but even Ram sold like his show, and even somebody like Bhagyashree also performed. Like, I think all the cast showed up, did great. Even his dad, Ramesh, like he's obviously always good, but he's also has moments, and I think the characters themselves were pretty good too. So I think both those were like really big positives for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Akil.
Yeah, no, I really liked the acting too. And another thing that I liked was we don't get movies like this often, right? And if we do, it's like I can think of like two other movies. One is Kusailan, or I think for us it was like Jagavati Babu and Rajinikanth, like Kata Nayakuru,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think,
yeah.
or yeah. So that was like that was fine. Like I vaguely remember it, but then only movie outside of that is like Fan with SRK, which is a fully different approach because that's like an action thriller. So it's a fresh concept, especially coming from Ram, who gave back-to-back generational ass movies. So it's good that he's like, okay, clearly this mosh shit's not working. Let me take a different approach. So that was refreshing. And then I think music too. I don't know. I think we'll probably talk about it, but every song in this movie was really good, and I felt it wasn't like jarring or anything, and it added to sentiment. And score was really good too. I don't know exactly who composed. I think it was like Mervin, like someone Mervin, Vivek Mervin or
Someone
something.
new, right? To at least to
Yeah,
Telugu, someone new, I think.
yeah, but they killed it. I thought the score was really good. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with both you guys. I thought Ram did really well. Even Bhagyashree was pretty good. She wasn't just a normal, what do you call it? Like a useless heroine. Like I thought she was pretty much there throughout the whole film. Yeah, and then Upendra, the little that he was given, he did fine. Rao Ramesh was good too. Yeah, all the characters were good. And also the music. I did like the music. A couple of the songs are really good. Um, yeah, I mean, other than that, I guess like there's like minor story points that I liked. For example, like the one that I really liked was the reasoning they gave to why Ram's character chose Surya as like his role model. Like I liked how they showed that he was brought up in like an oppressed community, kind of lost his voice, but through Surya's film songs and his like motivational speeches and stuff like that in his films, Ram was able to build up the confidence to, become like himself. So I like that angle of things to how they approached it. But yeah, other than like those few things, overall, like I thought this was a very average film. Like it had a lot of building blocks that were good, but as a combined film, I thought it wasn't that great. Which I'll get into why like later, but those are my big positives, those few things.
Yeah. I think another positive is my laptop keeps shifting, but I don't think they don't glorify. I mean, I've heard some people say they glorify bond, what's like being a slave, TFI slave, whatever. I don't think they necessarily do because we're like if we're talking about it, Ram's character uses his love for Surya and makes a challenge to his father-in-law that I'm gonna build a bigger business than you. He has a theater, so Ram's like, I'm gonna build a bigger theater than you, right? Whatever to win over his daughter. He's from an oppressed community, like you said, but ultimately, like his challenge and the way he defines things, I guess it's a spoiler, but he actually does something useful, right? Like his challenge is there, but he's creating revenue streams for people in the village to sell their goods, whatever people are coming in. Their village is gaining traction, right? And even then, like he's doing his own journey, like Ra Ramesh says. Let's be part of it, and we'll all have our own mini victories. So I don't think they glorify it either. But everyone in the movie calls him like a mental who says like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, everyone kind of shames him for what he does. So I don't think they glorify it. I think they just show like a fan can do good for the community if he actually puts his mind to it. Even if Ram's goal was just to help out Surya, it does well for people around him, right? So in a way, I don't think it fully glorifies it. And he's like that. Like he's like we know he's like he has insane craze for him. That's just his character. That's like no decisions would have been made if that wasn't the way he was, right? So
Yeah, no, it wasn't glorified, but there definitely is an angle of um supporting the actions of like some
yeah,
bonuses, right? There's
yeah,
it's not full on like wow, they're gods and we
yeah,
should encourage this behavior, but there is definitely an angle of like, oh, it's supportive. See, it can be done for good to show that side of things.
yeah,
But yeah, yeah. I mean that you're gonna get that when you're basing a fan film, especially
yeah,
within India, especially within Telugu community, like you're gonna get that. So
yeah,
there's no way to avoid it.
Yeah, I agree. I think one thing I really liked was like the stuff they set up in the movie, like how they tackled story points, like even stuff like the earliest scene with the award, like and then it's broken, and then you can see throughout the whole movie that Ram has it around his neck, and then like they talk about it in the ending, and then how the tape in the beginning still like his motivational tape in the beginning till the end is there, like even in that climax scene where they're talking about they're in the theater and he's like fall and rise again. Like I think there's so many things that are set up in this movie in like the beginning that like the whole movie they go on and then like in the end it was the payoff is really good. I think scenes like that like really show that like I think they did a good job of actually like paying attention to small things rather than just saying, hey, like this is never gonna come back. This is a loose thread. So I think what they did with that was like pretty good, I thought.
It wasn't irritating. Like I wasn't irritated by it. I didn't feel like it was cringe. It was fine. Like it wasn't like a great love story, but it was a nice breezy, scenes that like him and Bhagyashree had together, especially in the first half. That's when majority of it happens. But especially in the first half, like I thought, yeah, it was passable. It was fine to watch. It kind of reminds you of like the older Telugu films that came in the past, right? Like some of Ram's own films, right, from the past. Yeah, so I think a lot of my positives are within the first half, and I really think that second half shits the bed. I think everything goes to shit in the second half, but yeah, we'll get to that when you guys are good to go to the negatives too.
yeah. I mean, my only other positive was like you said, I thought Bhagyashree and him had really good chemistry. I was rooting for them. And it wasn't like I mean, yeah, there was some like cringe, like old filmy dialogues that lean on stalker-ish, like tasting her Pepsi after she had it, which is,
Hmm.
like, whatever. It's like super outdated,
His
but
friend
it was
flames him
it,
for that though, after
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's just like it was good. I thought it was cute. It was fine. Like Banu and Lee, like I thought their chemistry was good, and if they are dating in real life, then show it on the screen. And yeah, I think I just have fun watching Rom too. I just want to say that like wait, in soft boy roles, he's really good, right? Like Moss roles, I think Rom is very 50-50, but he's like, this is what made him a star to begin with of his of like a tier two, right? So I think he does well in these roles. But besides that, I think in the climax I had issues with how Pendra meets Ram, the journey taken there, but I
Hmm.
think once they meet, it's actually like I like it. It's very wholesome, but we'll talk about climax a bit more later, but those are my main pros. Um,
Did you have any other ones, Ankit, to mention?
I think you guys mentioned it all.
Okay, all right. We can go into the negatives. So I can start it. So. I think a lot of the second half, the I guess like the mechanics of how things work didn't make sense for me, the logical part of it. And you only think about the logical part of it because they put the logics in front of you. For example, like Ram's first business idea of the theater chain, right? Or the outdoor theater that he has in his village. Yeah, it's great. It's going well. And then it gets destroyed. Obviously, with the theater business, he realizes that he can't make the money that he needs to make with just the theater business. Okay, valid. And then he gets this whole sand digging idea, which is I found like pretty ridiculous because one, you were convincing like 100 plus people in your village to help you do something just because some guy said something about them. People say something about them all the time. Like just because one guy said something about them, they're all gonna rile up and help you like collect all this. Like it's a lot of work and there's a lot of like whole supply chain distribution aspect of it. And it's still the money part of it doesn't make any sense. And you're only thinking of all that stuff again because they present it to you. They say, "Oh, if I sell this many, I'll get that much. Then within this time frame, I can make the 3 crores or 4 crores or whatever he was building up to, right?" So all of that just does not make sense, and that's like a good hour of like the whole second half. And the entire thing of like motivating the villagers to help him out and stuff, I thought was like it just felt like it was completely going in a different direction. I felt like the first half was more so focused on obviously Ram and his hero overcoming his like issues with his own self, like oh I can't speak loudly or whatever, like that kind of stuff, which was good, nice. But then when it came to like dealing with the larger village drama, I thought it kind of just like lost its focus. But yeah, that's like one of my main negatives, I would say, for the whole second half. I thought it just went all over the place. They bring in like an electricity angle into the village, and it's like, what are we doing here? Like, what is the what's the focus now? Yeah, so that was like one of my huge like negatives of why I didn't think it was that great of a film.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I to be honest, I didn't think of like the logistics or whatever. I thought of it as like that part I slightly disagree on. I think it is like obviously unbelievable, but I think I just gave it a pass because they are like from an oppressed community and they at the end of the day, like we look like why work for like just be your own boss is basically the point I think he was trying to make, right? So if everyone in the village pitches in, does their part, they can be their own boss and they're tired of getting going to these villages splitting up, take a boat all the way across town, then go do manual labor, right? So I understood why he did it. I mean, the way he did it was not reasonable, I guess, but I still thought that was fine. What I didn't like was Sagar's character in the second half. There's some stupid things that he does that I've been just like, what are you doing? Like the pension taking the 5 lakhs out, whatever, workout Daindi. But I just thought like risking your parents' hard-earned money on like a theater idea is very stupid. Like that really pissed me off. And then he sells his love for Bagashi, right? He takes that money, he doesn't give it back. So he kind of needs like I think we see right then and there, he doesn't actually get the theater dub himself. Like Murli Sharma literally gives him money, and that's how we never hear him give it back for the rest of the movie. So at least it's honest. Like, thank God he didn't fucking make like a crazy theater overnight. Like he gets defeated. So, but I still thought like I thought that was a little ridiculous, like sacrificing his love, his morals, and that I think it's just for Surya. I didn't buy it. And then the way Bagashi comes on a nice boat back to him at the very end, as if all's forgiven, I thought was kind of ridiculous. I was like, bro, you sold her love. Like those 2 points really pissed me off with Ram's character, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? The game just and salute made no sense. I didn't like those, and then climax I thought was overly dramatic. There's no reason for him to be going through a fucking tsunami, right? Like I get why theater flooded. Ram is, they Binder gives them motivation, but it wasn't done. Rest of the movie is like kind of realistic, somewhat realistic. Like things kind of happen within the scope of the universe, and then like literally a movie moment happens. So I thought that was a little much, and they could have handled that better.
Yeah, the whole climax setup I thought was like stupid. Like why does the village have to be hit by a tsunami? Like
Yeah,
there's no reason for that to happen.
yeah,
They could have just had them meet in any literally X amount of ways, but they chose like one of the weirdest ways for it to happen.
yeah.
Yeah, so that whole setup I didn't like at all. Um, yeah, I mean, there's honestly like very little that I liked in the second half. Like every single scene that they would show, I would just be like, where like the story's going like in such different directions. Um, it just yeah, none of it made sense. And I didn't like I think I mentioned like the electricity part of it. Like I was like yeah, that made no sense. It came out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden he's solving his village getting electricity, which ends up getting trashed by the tsunami anyway at the end. At the end of the day, this guy literally did nothing. Like if you think about it, like he actually did nothing. It's just that Surya felt bad because he got deposited the 3 crores and he's like, I gotta go say something to this guy. So that's like that's the moral of the story. And so in a way, you are encouraging Bonisas by doing this too. But
Yeah.
yeah, but anyways, that's why like yeah, I would say the second half like it did not work for me at all.
Yeah, I think that one of my biggest like downsides was the fact that there was a lot of drag in the second half. I felt like, especially the climax itself. Like, yeah, you guys were talking about it, but like him trying to save the villagers, and then everybody moving to the village, and then Surya himself getting from like the port to the village, convincing that guy. Like, I thought it was just so much time. Like, yeah, I think the climax like in the theater was really cool, right? Like even symbolically, like Surya means the sun, and he came in like a dark moment in the theater. So like I like the symbolism of it, but I think like I thought it was just so drawn out, and I'm just like, dude, like that's the only part of the movie where I was just like, there's some real deal pacing issues. And then I feel like with the outdoor theater, like, I think that whole thing, like, I know we're talking about logic, like, he went from like, it was never like he had one bad night, like from the beginning till like when it got burnt down, it was like hit, and I was just like, there's no real struggle you feel. So I felt like that was just kind of like, oh yeah, let's make a theater, and then oh yeah, we're making so much money, and there was no like, struggle there. So that's one of the things that I didn't like. So I think with the second half, there was like a lot of pacing, like speeding up and slowing down issues.
Yeah.
So
We had a
when he
very
does
like
enter, really
yeah.
quick, when he does enter the theater, the light makes no sense. There's literally a tsunami happening outside. Where's the sun coming from that creates a shadow on the screen? But anyway, they just wanted to do it for stylistic purpose or whatever, so whatever. But yeah, it's a minor
I
nitpick.
yeah. I didn't really mind that much, but one thing I didn't really like was oh, I'm forgetting, but I think Ram like just in the second half, he's a kind of like undefeated. Like Ankit said, like you said, like even when Murali Sharma's son comes and basically burns it down, there's not much of a setback, right? Like I mean, money's just all over the sand, but he's not even worried. He's so nonchalant. He's just beating them up, delivering dialogues and stuff. And I just wish there was like a scene where his dad and mom like told him again, and Chinnapuru Raramesh hit him. But I wish they told him like, dude, stop. Like we made good money. Like let's not give up your love. Like I just wish someone humbled him, brought him down to earth in the second half. Because in the first half, Mentalodu, Pichodu, and they do that up until the interval. But in the second half, honestly, he's kind of undefeated, right? Like even when they burn down his fucking outdoor movie theater, we don't even see a setback, which is kind of annoying because we're like, damn, the first half he had a lot of setbacks. So yeah, it just convenient. Second half was really convenient, like you said. Ultimately, everything was tweaked to the point where they met him, and I just think like Murali Sharma giving him 3 crores and Ram just taking it and still getting Bhagyashree at the end was really stupid. Then giving it to Surya when he could have used it to better the village or saved her. Like I don't know, it was just dumb. I just didn't agree with that. Yeah,
I think his setback was that scene when he realizes that no matter how lo much longer they continue the outdoor theater, he's never gonna make the money that he needs, like with this challenge. So like he has, I think he's talking to Rahul or he's talking to someone, one of his, I think his friend Rahul or someone, and he
yeah, it was
says like,
something.
yeah, like I can't make my money on this, and that's like the moment it gets burned down. So he's like, all right, whatever, it's gone, and then he gets the sand idea. I think the sand idea is one of the worst things that the director thought of. Like, I mean, you could have done it, but you just could have done it a little bit better. Like, if you handled the logistics better, but it just made no sense. Yeah, and then that's when I think it just gets all over the place. That's when the whole village becomes more important than the fan storyline, and that's it loses focus basically.
Yeah, for sure. Some that point with the village saving kind of felt like another Mahesh Babu movie for a bit, like the whole
Yeah.
like Srimanthuru. Like I felt like that was like I understood what they're trying to do, like from the beginning, saying, "Oh, this is a very like poor village, no electricity, like you're in the set like water and stuff." So I understand they set that up, but like towards the end, it just felt like he was like one man savior sort of.
Hollywood has a village fetish, dude. I don't think like even in a movie like this where like they don't fully do it. Like Ram doesn't fully save the village ultimately. Like the people do actually contribute. He just brings an idea. Like there's still a savior complex in this movie, which I hate that we still had to deal with a bit of it. But yeah, I think I enjoyed the movie. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was like amazing or some work of art, but I went in with like zero expectations, especially after the shit 2025 is thrown at us three specifically movie wise. If you look at
Yeah.
our last few episodes, like not a single positive thing was said. So
Hmm.
I think the bar being low and Ram's bar being especially low, given the shit he put out, right? Like Skanda, Warrior, Double-ish Smart. I was done with this dude, right? So watching it, I think on first day with a good vibe and no expectations going in, I really liked it. And it made me feel like good emotions. Like you said, Chinnapuru when he like can't talk and he listens to it. Like you understand why he loves Surya so much because Surya gave him confidence to be himself. It's not just some bullshit like, oh, he saw a movie and he was so cool, he had swag and stuff. So,
Hmm.
like they came from a downtrodden village and yeah, but I wish we got a little bit more of Upendra's character too. We just get some glimpses here and there, but like it's kind of hard to believe that such a glazed actor whose reruns go that successfully can't get 3 crores. That's one thing I didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Antapathy
also
Kopite, like,
the
yeah,
producer that they showed that was like talking shit to him. I was like, I mean, okay, I'm sure it happens, but
yeah,
like really to a guy that you're saying, like you said, like a 100 film superstar, like
yeah,
I highly doubt any producer is going to be talking bad or like saying shit to him about handing
yeah,
3 crores over. But yeah, I mean, yeah, compared to what Ram has put out, definitely a lot better, definitely an improvement. I still don't think it's great though. I think he still has a way to go to come back. I think it did flop though, right? I don't think this movie deserved to flop, but like at least like a break even would have been like fine. But
yeah,
yeah, I think it flopped, which is not good for him. But yeah, but I can see
yeah,
why though. I mean, I understand like when they were promoting it, like they were saying like, yeah, it's like so we've done it so honestly and stuff, and like it's a great film and all that. Like I'm sure the intention was and the idea was good too, but the execution really falls apart, especially in the second half. So I'm not surprised that people didn't go out to see it. No one just really connected to it, I guess, as much.
yeah. I fully agree. I think it didn't deserve to flop, but like you said, these movies don't always have it. I mean, Fan, I don't even think Fan and Katanaikuru were hits either, right? So it's just like this genre is kind of hard to also
Yeah.
do really well and have a commercial appeal. But ultimately, I think there was some stuff that I saw was kind of stupid. So Barbell posted a video, and one thing that he mentioned was that I wanted to talk about was he was like, he thought the movie was disrespecting side actors. I don't know if you saw that point, but I saw his review and he was
Oh
like,
yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
Upendra himself is a side actor, so it's insulting him. So I just want to clarify that like this movie takes place in the 90s. And Appatlo, like, look, even Rajamouli created a movie with two heroes, and our TFI Yuwata made one of them a side hero, right? Like, whether you look at it or not, like, they're both still the same heroes, but side hero jokes exist even as recent as RRR. So back then, the point isn't that like you're demeaning side actors, but like a superstar who made 100 movies being a debut kid's hero father, it is demeaning for them and for their fans at that time. If we're going to Chiranjeevi, like no, there's a reason why our stars don't do this. It doesn't mean the movie's demeaning. It's just how our industry is. So I disagreed with that one point. I want to bring that up.
Yeah, no, because of the time frame that works. But
Yeah,
if this movie like came out like in today's time frame, I thought that would have been a completely valid point because
yeah, yeah,
any other industry is doing that. I mean, you don't see Mammootty going and like dancing with heroines, right? So
yeah,
like he is doing father roles, he is doing
yeah.
support, and there's nothing wrong with doing supporting roles.
There's not. Yeah.
So yeah, because of that time frame and because of what fan culture was back then, even a little bit to today also, it makes sense of why people would think it's demeaning. Yeah.
Like, can you imagine Chiranjeevi after his 100th movie doing a like a dad character to some debut actor that people are like, what the fuck? Like his fans would go like
Yeah.
burn down the movie production house or whatever. But those are my main point. But I think I've pretty much said what I have. If Ankit and you have more,
No, I think that's all I have
No.
too. We can get to rating it.
those are all the negatives you had, Ankit.
Yeah.
It was just Sagar's character in the second half.
No, I just thought like the pacing in
Oh, pacing.
total.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um, I would give this movie like I yeah, it might seem somewhat high, but I enjoyed it in the theater. Like I thought it was a 7 out of 10. Like I liked it. Once again, it's not great. It's not amazing. There's a lot of loopholes. They could have easily cut 20 minutes, but it's just a fresh movie. And Ram has a lot of energy in it, and it just felt nice seeing fanism be mostly depicted in a normal way, like in a not self-harm promoting or not fucking giving up your own career. Like he did something with his life. He promoted the well-being of people around him. There's some bullshit here and there, but overall, I thought it was like a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I think I'm like struggling because I think it's like for me it's like below average, but like I can see how it's average. So like I'm like between a 4.5 and a 5. I think it's strictly average at best. And if I think about all the negatives, I'll kick it down to 4.5. But if I'm like, okay, yeah, it's like, whatever, it's a good vibe, good songs, whatever, just easy film to watch like on Netflix one day or whatever, then it's like a 5. So yeah, that's probably what I give it, 5.
Yeah, I agree with that kill. I think I give it a 7. I think the movie in general was just a very nice watch. Like aside from the pacing issues, like I just thought like the characters were fun, the story was like unique. I liked the songs and all. So I thought it was just a really fun movie to watch, and I thought all the moments came together in a really good way.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. There you have it, guys. That's our review for Andhra King. Hope you guys check it out on OTT and maybe tell us what you think too in the comments. But yeah, thanks guys for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah. We'll see you guys soon.